Fairly even contest. It turned into a rout for PSG. 5-2 the scoreline in the end. You guys were saying before the break that it didn't feel like a 5-2 game, but this is the first time Chelsea have conceded 5 in a European match since April 2000. That was against Barcelona. You can take a look at the stats up there, and actually there isn't too much in it in terms of the stats.
It didn't feel like that type of game, Resh. Me and Owen are talking. Chelsea, for large parts of the game, were well in the game. They were creating chances. And it's just moments, isn't it? It just seems to be at the moment with this Chelsea team, in crucial moments of the game, they're just the eyes off the ball, or there's a little bit of disciplinary problem. All these little things that can get better, you know, that can improve. But it really cost them today. And when you have the quality to bring Kvaratskhelia off the bench, you know, and fired up, by the way, he was disappointed he weren't starting, and that's the type of level they're at. PSG are European champions for a reason, and I thought they looked something closer to what they actually are today. I'll
tell you what, they were incredibly efficient. 9 shots, 5 goals. I mean, that is remarkable at this level. Normally these guys have about 25, and I thought both teams played super aggressive. Problem is the mistakes just kill you at this level. The one thing you'd have to say is the finishing for the goals for PSG was top draw. Barcola for the first one, obviously Kvaratskhelia, the Vitinha little chip was fabulous, a little cutback. I mean, at the top of the pitch, they have guys that can decide games, and that felt like a quiet 5 for PSG. I thought actually Chelsea kind of did really well for large parts of the game. Cole Palmer and João Pedro went off, and it just felt like they lost a little bit of control at that point.
It does really come down to efficiency. They scored with their last 3 shots in the second half. All of them were goals, and they scored with their last shot in the first half as well through Ousmane Dembele. I'm going to take you back now to early in the second half when Chelsea came back and equalised for the second time. Enzo Fernandez. This was a really well-worked goal from Neto, wasn't it?
Yeah, brilliantly well-worked. And Neto's fantastic at this when he goes. I like him on that side, actually. Ball gets broken out, gets cut out. And look at this for pace and power. This is all about what Neto, this is what he brings. When he's direct, he drives in, and then he has the composure just to feed it back. And Enzo, all he does there is coming onto it perfectly. Look, Neto there puts himself in a good position where he can prey on any loose ball, wins it, and then the pace and the power takes him. He drives past. Enzo does what all good midfielders done. Just makes that exit. Has a look there, picks up the right position, opens up his body here, Owen. It's a nice finish.
Fabulous goal. I thought Cole Palmer posed a threat. Neto did as well. Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo and Reece James, I thought for large parts of the game they did a brilliant job in central midfield. But, you know, I think when they made some changes, I think they just lost that little bit of rhythm. But it just felt like Chelsea could score when they attacked. We said before the game, be brave, have courage. They did that. The only problem is they were so brave that actually tried to play off on the back in a moment when it wasn't on, and it cost them.
Well, at this point, would you have said that Chelsea looked actually pretty good to get a result here, something to take back to Stamford Bridge?
Chelsea were very comfortable at 2-2.
Yeah.
Even at 3-2, you go back to Stamford Bridge and you take a lot from the game. But Owen's right, moments, the decision to play out. They've done it a few times where Jorgensen's played through and they try and bounce it out to the centre half. I think there has to be an element of smelling when the right time to do that.
Well, let's take a look at this. Is this a directive that's come from the top, do you think?
Yeah,
guys?
This is a way of playing, you know, and it's, you know, it's okay to have a method and a methodology of playing. And you know, the argument is we're just going to get better in this because obviously the way that Chelsea play is they feel the risks outweigh the rewards. But you know, it's very hard to listen. All of this stuff's fantastic. I thought he had a really good game, Jorgensen. It's hard to say when a goalkeeper's conceded 5 goals. But he on the ball, he was very, very good. But I think there's ways of playing, and then there's giving the lads the ability to Jorgensen. It's not on. They stepped right on pitch. I don't know if it was something from Luis Enrique. After 60-odd minutes, they seemed to step on the midfield. I thought they was a bit passive at times. Then they stepped on, and he got it wrong. And when you get it wrong in that area, unfortunately, it does cost you.
I'm not a fan of a goalkeeper playing a ball into midfield with your weaker foot like Jorgensen does for the 3-2. If you're going to do it, you got to play it with your stronger foot. And it goes in a straight line and sets out to Caicedo. And they did this a lot. They reset with the keeper, and I thought they did it terrific. Look, they reset, they get back, Fofana gets wide.
Yeah,
why he plays this with his left, I'll never know. Just play the easy one. Look at all the Chelsea boys got their hands on the head. What a finish that is, by the way.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. But look, you reset, just get it wide. Or the problem is they can't play into the central midfield because PSG press them.
He's trying to play to Cole Palmer there.
Yeah, but it's not on, Joe.
Yeah.
It's not. Do you know, like you said, either just come out wide with your right foot to Fofana or just clear your lines. There's no danger in that. But take nothing away from the finish.
Yeah.
You know, to chip the keeper there. He's not, he's not even a...
Yeah.
He's not a striker, but he just felt it, and that's the difference.
He just smells it, doesn't he?
And I'm with Joe. I mean, he conceded 5. I actually thought he did a lot of things really well.
Well, let's take a look.
Moments.
We can actually see a few of them, actually. I want you to talk me through them because, as I say, this is a way of playing. A lot of teams are trying to do this, but you have to have the right players who have the strength to be able to do it.
What's the save that is?
Yeah, first of all, Resh, like, he made some crucial saves that kept Chelsea in the game. He does the right. He's a strong hand there. It's big. It's on him tonight because the gaffer's given him the seal of approval when he's gone in.
Another great save.
Another great save. It's very difficult. I feel a bit bad saying that. A goalkeeper's conceded 5 and made a really big error, but he actually played well for large parts. And we looked at the other end of the pitch. We thought the goalkeeper looked a bit shaky. Suvanov looked a bit shaky for PSG.
But to be fair, he made that big save before then Bella scored as well. One thing I would say, you look at Kinski yesterday, he made that mistake with his left foot. It's like a high-risk pass. The one today from Jorgensen, it's a high-risk pass. Take the risk out of it. Open out and just play it wide. And I just thought, at a moment in the game when the game was, they were right in it, they made a mistake which cost them. And then in the end, 2-3 becomes 4, becomes 5, and then obviously it makes it impossible.
But even at 3-2, I mean, you would have said that they were in the game, but this is where you have to exercise game management. And this is where Chelsea, I feel, they probably fell apart. Is that how you feel, Joe? Well,
they didn't do it well, Resh. I wouldn't say they fell apart, but and up against a PSG side with quality. But early on in the game, I thought, this is interesting. They was going to play out. Chalobah stopped, and then he played it long. So they're trying to work themselves through this game. Listen, I've got no problems here. They're in a low block, right? You just, late on in the game, you don't need to chase it. But when a player of that quality gets the ball, you have to get out there earlier. It is the basics. Look there, Gusto's, he's occupied. I think that's Dembele there. Just tiredness, maybe. They work so hard, but again, you've got to see it out and crucial. If you give a player like that kind of, it's a fantastic goal. Let's have a look at it from that perspective.
No,
as well.
that is just class.
Yeah.
You think that Ousmane Dembele one, the Barcola one, then the chip from Vitinha, then that as well. I mean, the goals were top draw. I'm sure Chelsea could have done a little bit more, but again, they put so much energy into the game. Probably a little bit fatigued. They dropped off, couldn't really get to the ball. But these players, if they get a little moment, think about that: 9 shots, 5 goals. They were incredibly efficient tonight, PSG.
Well, 3-2 to 4-2 was probably a bad scoreline for the Chelsea fans, but 5-2, does that effectively kill off the tie?
Well, its input makes it very, very unlikely. But we've seen it's football, it's why we come. But there, again, chasing the game. You've got your 2 central midfielders and your fullbacks running back towards the game, and he just pulls out. Look, here, you've got to win fouls in this area of the pitch.
But Joe, look at Hakimi. This guy's got how many lungs has he got?
Yeah,
he runs for. Honestly, it's mad.
Watching
on the first goal, he's in the box in open play.
I mean, what about his positioning? We put him down as a right back, right? He's popped up centre mid, number 10, left mid wing. Yeah. He's such a good player. And again, I don't want to be too harsh with this Chelsea team because it's a development. It's the development.
Very young, aren't they?
Very young. But I think tonight is a case you go home, you have a look at it, and the lads will go, right, they're the European champions. We've got to get to that level. And what did they do well, and what didn't they do well? And most of the time, I don't think they was. I don't think they was over. They weren't miles off it, Chelsea. No. Do you know what I mean? And
it was just those moments, Well, I tell you who turned the game. It's Khvicha, Kvaratskhelia. He came on 62 minutes. He definitely had a point to prove, and he certainly did that with his 2 goals, effectively, as you say, really making it difficult for Chelsea for the return leg at Stamford Bridge next week. We can hear it from the Georgian now. He's been speaking with Becky.
Khvicha, congratulations. Was this just a night where PSG raised their level?
Yeah, I think we did a great job today. We won against Chelsea 3 more goals, so it's important for us because we have a game also in London. And I think we are focused now because we have game in a few days, so we just have to be focused for the next game and prepare ourselves.
From your point of view, where did the game change tonight? Because at 74 minutes, it was still 2-2.
Yeah, if it's difficult, I think when Vitinha scored the goal, the time the game changed. It was a difficult game. We can say that Chelsea were good. They scored 2 goals in our home, so the good thing is that we didn't stop. We tried to score more and more goals, so it's good for us that we are continuing in the right way.
Do you think tonight there was more of a feel of PSG last season in terms of performances?
Yeah, we can say that, but I think we are same team. We have difficult time, but you saw already that we can handle it. So I think we have to just work hard and just continue like that.
Exactly, it's 5-2, but you do still have one more leg to play, but that is a really good advantage to take to London.
Yeah, of course, 3 goals. So, but it's nothing finished. Football, everything is possible. So we are just ready for the next game, and we will concentrate full.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Pedro, you've come out to talk to us. What would you like to say?
No, I want to come out to say that the situation that happened on the pitch, I want to apologize to the ball boy. I already spoke with him. With the emotions of the game, we were losing. I wanted to pick up the ball. He was getting the ball with him. I gave him a little push, and I saw that I hurt him straight away, because I'm not like this. In the heat of the moment, I went there to apologize. I gave him my shirt as well, because that can happen. That cannot happen, and so I'm really sorry about that. And I just want to say one more time, really sorry for him, and that's it.
Did you have to apologise, or did you feel like you wanted to apologise to your manager or your team?
No. It's I feel that I have to apologise to him. In the heat of the moment, how football it is. You have a lot of emotions. I wanted to get the ball fast. I gave him a push, and I want to say sorry to him straight away. In the end, he came to speak with me, and he even laughed because he was happy I gave him the shirt, and I said sorry like 35 times. So I'm really sorry about that and the situation, and I hope I think he knew what happened as well, so he was happy as well with the situation. That like in the end I told him sorry.
So between the two of you, that's all sorted.
No, I didn't understand French, but he sent me something laughing as well. So I think he knew in the heating of the moment, and Vitinha said to him as well that I'm not like that. Things happen, because I was there almost hugging him and grabbing me all the time. And everyone went there, and the only thing that matters was I was worried about him. So I'm really sorry about the situation.
Absolutely. In terms of the game tonight, just a very difficult night for Chelsea all round. How did that game get away from you in the last 15 minutes?
To be honest, I think in the second half we did the 2-2. We were in the control of the game, and then from a way that we tried to play, we give the 3-2. Then an unbelievable goal outside of the box, and then after in the end we lose the ball trying to make passes, but we will fight with positivity to get the win at home and try to go through.
Well, thank you for coming out and talking. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have to say, guys, fair play to Pedro Neto to come out and say sorry, give the guy his T-shirt as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, heat of the moment, passion's riding high. He's just nudged the kid, and he's done the right thing. He's come over, and I think it's one of them situations where he said sorry, the kids accepted it, and we move on, and hopefully at least he seems all right. I mean, it's just one of them situations. Like I said, this place was rocking and rolling at the moment that happened, and fair play for him coming out and apologising.
Do you know what? Incredible Vitinha as well. Obviously plays with his country. Said to the young lad, obviously there's a bit of a language barrier there. He's not that type of player, and he isn't. Pedro Neto. Credit to him, come out apologising, giving the young man his top. Obviously in the heat of the moment, tensions rose, but I thought they dealt with that the right way.
Yeah, absolutely dealt with that the right way. Okay, we heard from Pedro Neto there talking about his disappointment at the end of the game. Let's hear what the Chelsea boss has to say now. Liam Rosenior is with Becky.
OK, Liam, on 74 minutes, that's 2-2. What happened in the last 15 minutes?
We made a mistake on the third goal, and we didn't react well to a setback. We didn't stay calm. In that moment, 3-2 even, we're really in the tie. We're in the tie. And then Kvaratskhelia scores an unbelievable strike. And that happens. And at this level, the quality of players on both sides, we're an inch away from 3-3. The disappointing one, you never want to lose a game, but the fifth goal, in that moment, after a flashpoint, we don't keep our heads in that moment, we don't keep our cool, they break our press and score a fifth goal. It makes it very difficult to come back from, but it's not impossible.
I want to ask you about Philip Jorgensen as well. He made a couple of good saves tonight, but ultimately he was playing some risky passes. Was that a directive that you wanted to see, that braveness for a start, but then ultimately it was mistakes that led to a goal?
Of course, you have risks playing everywhere you play. You can kick the ball long and it can come back very quickly into your net, or you can play short and build. That's the risk that we take. Myself, I'm accountable to that. I asked the team to play a certain way. It's a shame. because of those build moments, we had more control in the game than what most teams do here. But fundamentally, somehow, we talk about XG, but I think they've had 0.8 or something, and they've scored 5. And that's something really, really difficult to swallow. We don't have a lot of time to digest. We've got to get back on the plane. We've got to make sure we recover, ready for Newcastle and ready for PSG in the next leg.
As his manager, do you sense he's lost any confidence?
No, that's on me. That's on me. You always lose confidence with mistakes. That's normal. But we have a really good group of lads. We don't blame for mistakes. We can't make the same mistake twice.
I want to ask you as well about Pedro Neto and the incident at the end there. He's apologised. He's come out and apologised and explained the incident. But is it a discipline issue again?
Yeah, I have not seen what happened. I heard there was an altercation with a ball boy, and you never want to see that. I've just been told Pedro's apologised. I have to see it back, and I'll speak about it in the days to come. But even in that moment, as a group, that's happened. Just switch on to the next moment and make sure we see the game through. We didn't, and we've been punished by a very good team.
Is it too big of a challenge next week at Stamford Bridge?
No, you've seen it happen before. We don't give up. We know we have to come up with a really strong plan to get ourselves back in the tie. And that's why it's so disappointing from a lot of the good up to 74 minutes will be forgotten because of our 15, 20 minutes of madness.
Liam, thank you for talking to us.
It's really nice to hear from Liam Rosenior, actually. He said that, he doesn't blame his players for their mistakes, which is a distinct approach to some other managers in some senses. And he also talked about how, of course, we've seen huge turnarounds in the Champions League. You've seen what Barcelona did against PSG many, many years ago. So many at Barcelona did it against other sides. Lots of teams have been able to do it. Even Spurs put 3 past PSG earlier in this season. You have to believe, don't you, that you can still turn it around?
Of course. It's a two-legged affair, and anything can happen. And a lot can happen in football. We have to say as well, PSG are not playing at the weekend, so you ain't even got, sometimes they might have lost a player or two for injury, and that gives you an extra little lift. Like, say, for instance, if Kvaratskhelia is not turning up to Stamford Bridge, that would boost you after seeing what he's done there. I thought Liam spoke well, and they're playing at the back and he taking responsibility for his players. I mean, the risk and reward is the something every manager has their barometer of how much they want to do, and it's one of them. You just cannot get it wrong when you do it in there, and because it does cost you. But he wants to play that way with Chelsea, and they was very good at times tonight at doing it.
Do you know what? I thought they played really well up to the 74th minute. Made changes.
Yeah.
I think the inexperience probably showed a little bit tonight, but they still got the second leg. And let's see, Liam's going to go for it. We know that much.